seafood. It's one of the towering pillars of our Australian culinary reputation.
A reputation that's recognised throughout the world for its sensational taste and sizzling innovations.
But there's more to great seafood than just what you see on your plate.
And you're about to dive deep into the full story of how it gets there.
I'm Andrew Ettinghausen. I've spent the past 2 decades fishing for fun on screen, yours and mine. Now I'm getting serious, teaming up with some of Australia's toughest professional fishing crews and introducing them to some of the country's most creative chefs.
Together we'll sail Australian waters from north to south
to show you the whole amazing journey from ocean depths to the heights of culinary delight in each delicious adventure of seafood escape. How's this for a daily commute to the office? Each workday morning, the Green family from Townsville set off from this tropical beach for a trip out to the coral fishing grounds of the Great Barrier Reef. Well, it's a beautiful morning here at Alva Beach in North Queensland. I'm heading out with the Green team, or the Green family, and also Chef Richard Ousby from Brisbane's Stokehouse restaurant. We're heading out to the reef to chase coral trout, red emperor, maybe some red-throat emperor. For Chef Richard, this is a whole new experience. But for Neil Green and his daughter Sienna, it's a 3-generation tradition. They've been fishing these reefs together for almost as long as Sienna can remember. And with her mum Leanne also in the crew, they fish with hand lines, the same way Neil learned from his father, and with skill that would make an old grandpa proud. Quick, you got him? Ah, there we go, nice. Okay, this is modern age fishing. This is the electric reel, which is quite amazing. So what's the result? Nice coral trout, look at that.
The fish we catch will be prominently red because of the deeper water. We're not fishing in shallows.
Hey, what do you think, Richard?
Oh, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, yeah, so you're impressed by the way they do it?
Oh, exceptional.
That's why they call them professionals.
Got a bite.
Get it? Is it just instinctive now?
It's very instinctive. It's unlucky, you know. So that fish, when it bit, it just a tick, like a tick feeling. Then I just felt a feeling of weight. It wasn't a strike so much, it was just start pulling. And the hook just went straight into the mouth. We don't want to hook them down deep. We want to be able to get them off quick, brain spike them, get them in there and get that bait back down.
All in seconds, really. Their main target is coral trout, but red-throat emperor are a bonus catch. Oh no, trout, well done.
I mean, we can only come out in calmer conditions. This month's been a good month for a change, weather-wise, and we've probably got our 4 trips in there, 4 trips in.
What about tides and currents and the moon phases?
Different areas, different parts of the reef you'll fish on, different moons. Once upon a time at a big tide, we'd stop home, but with experience now, you go.
And as far as fish stocks go, over the years, have you seen much change?
Cyclones are the biggest environmental issue that we have. On our first trip out after cyclone, we went south, and there was a lot of algae in the water from the broken reef. Fish just weren't there, they just wouldn't bite, they weren't there. What we noticed, but was the red sweetlet come in plague proportions, and I hadn't seen them like that from 6 inches up. They were just everywhere. They come in to eat the broken reef. It's how nature looks after itself. And then we shifted 15 mile north, back into pristine water again, wasn't damaged, but we had this type of fishing. Because sustainability is the future for us and for these young ones. I've got a daughter here that's coming on. Unless there's good fish for the future, she hasn't a future. And that's what we've got to ensure happens.
There we go.
Oh, look at that.
How's that?
Tell you what,
How good's that, eh?
making me excited, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll be doing it in a minute. We'll see how good we get, how good we go.
This is the critical part of looking after the fish. So we can put the fish straight into a brine. We'll give them a couple of hours in there, then we'll ice them. We'll make a saltwater brine.
Okay, awesome.
I'll actually let you in a little secret. We'll actually add a little bit more salt to this, which is critical in keeping the colour in your gills and keeping the fish looking so fresh.
Yep. I love these big blocks. You've put the rope in prior.
Yep.
Fantastic. So you can get hold of them and handle them.
I'll put too much salt in, I'll actually freeze the fish.
Wow, okay.
So you're talking super chilled.
Then you're going to add a bit more salt. to the mix, so that even chills it down more.
That'll chill it down a lot more.
Okay.
It's just going to make that so cold.
Beautiful. Oh, how good are they? Wow. Just a beautiful fish. Incredible eating. One of my favourites to eat. Can't get much better than that in half an hour of fishing. Quality. And these will make their way to the restaurants all around Australia. So when you go into those restaurants and you're wondering where coral trout actually is caught, well, it's out here on the reef. And it's people like the Green family who are out here doing a great job.
Because we fish to a strict quota, we will report every fish that we catch. So now that'll get written down.
Okay, so there's paperwork getting done right now, yep.
Paperwork will
right
get
here.
done, and we keep a track on our catch for the day, and before we go back into shore, we'll report that. And from a commercial point of view, the fishery's pretty well managed. We need everyone to manage accordingly.
Recreational and professional all working together.
And I think that's very possible, and I don't know too many recreational fishers that wouldn't want to be part of looking after the future of the stock. So,
Oh, gotcha.
So what needs to be done is some real management and some real accurate reporting by all sectors. At the moment, it's just the commercial that are doing this, reporting, but we need everyone reporting this. Oh, the chef's done well. He's got the first red streak today. Beautiful.
Ah.
Oh, beautiful. Love it. Magnificent.
Often called red-throat emperor. They're just a delicious eating fish as well, aren't they? Well done, hey?
Get much better than that,
Hey,
tell you
look at
what.
that. That's, you might be cooking this up for lunch yet.
Oh, definitely.
You can come anytime, mate. I make money while you're pulling in.
Yeah, that's a good one. With the Green family on the Great Barrier Reef, about 2 hours off the coast around Townsville, it's time for Chef Richard Ousby and me to get down to work.
It's all up to you two now.
Wow, you might be going home hungry.
So what I want you to do, both drop down, get to the bottom, and then take up your slack and just hold your line there off the bottom. So off you go.
No worries. So Richard's got the electric reel.
He's technology.
Oh, so you're younger than me. I'm an old bloke. I'm going to go the old way. And you got the young stuff. That's good. Yeah, I haven't fished with a hand line since I fished with my grandfather, I think, maybe 30 odd years ago. Anyway, see how we go.
He is an old pro.
Oh,
He hasn't forgotten how to use a hand line.
oh, a little trout. There we go. So my own three-generation family fishing tradition works well. But how will the technology go? Oh, look out. This is safe. This is looking all right. This is looking all right. Very nice. Well done. And all that fishing has made us a bit hungry. So, well, Richard, what about that for a morning, hey? Amazing stuff. Now, we've got a red-throat emperor. We've got this beautiful coral trout and this lovely spangled emperor. I think I probably caught a couple of those.
Oh, no, definitely not. There's a couple of mine there.
Now, Neil, what can you do with these as far as filleting?
Obviously, the sweet lips are the harder one to fillet.
Well, I won't give you an easy job, mate. I think we'll go straight to the red throat.
What's the best way to fillet these fish?
Well, we'll have a crack at just coming down the top of the backbone, go down to the
Beautiful.
over the backbone, along the stomach there, and we'll just come up over the rib cage there.
Done this before a couple
Glad
of times.
he's doing it.
Yeah, we're
Lovely little fillet. So Richard, I'm just going to portion that a little bit further for you.
Perfect. You've done that before.
Oh yeah, we have.
Now, Neil, what I noticed was that the main talk on the boat is about sustainability and how important that is for you, especially with your daughter Sienna wanting to take over the role.
Sustainability is our future. We've really got to look after this stock out here. At this stage, the commercial sector is very well managed. quota systems in place. You can only take X amount of fish. It's just a paradise out here, and it just needs to be looked after and well managed.
Sustainability for future generations. Now, you've got your fillet. What are you going to do with it?
Nice little simple dish. So we've got this beautiful dressing.
Yep.
Put some chopped coriander through it.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
I'll leave it with you, and I'll go and see if I can catch another fish.
All right, mate.
Perfect.
Good on you. Thanks.
Add a few more to lunch.
I know that your restaurant's pretty special, but there's the Great Barrier Reef right there. We're actually sitting right upon it. Pretty amazing part of the world.
So we've got a really simple dressing made here. It's about 10 spices.
Okay.
They've all just been lightly toasted in a pan. Chop up a bit of fresh coriander, and that will just give that sort of fresh zestiness. Add the cumin, we'll just give that a little mix. A little bit of lime. Give that a little stir.
Oh, it smells good. I can smell it already. I can smell the coriander, that's for sure.
A little bit of salt. A little bit of cryovac olive oil.
Wow.
This is our own personal blend at Stokehouse. Try.
Fantastic. Okay. Beautiful.
Look at that. Looks pretty special, doesn't it?
Oh, that is
You
very
can
special.
smell that beautiful cooking fish coming off there. I'm a big fan of resting fish, so I'll actually take it off the heat before it's fully cooked.
Okay.
We'll just turn that off and it'll finish cooking through, but we'll just get a little bit of colour on the backside. We'll see where we're at. We're starting to get a little bit.
Wow, it's such a quick dish as well.
Spoon a little bit of that.
So a bit of basting as well.
Yeah, base that on there and kind of continues to cook it as well. This is a really hot side. It'll continue to cook a little bit further on the backside. Add a little knob of butter. You don't really need it, but it adds a lovely sort of, that lovely toasted buttery note, which is perfect for fish like this. And it may seem like a lot of fat and oil, but because you don't use that, that's fine. So I'll just pour that off.
Wow.
Add this in and just turn it off.
Turn it off and just let the pan just slowly cool and the fish with it.
That's pretty much ready. Let's just eat it out of the pan. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Righto.
Nice and hot.
That looks magnificent.
Neil,
You got somewhere?
Oh,
have a crack at that, mate.
It's the same fish we just caught.
That's the same one.
definitely
Why not?
toasted. Mate, well done.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff. We better get out there and catch some more
Yeah,
fish.
let's get some more.
So you got a name for this dish?
Ooh, spiced red throat emperor. Let's go with that.
To most Australians, the Great Barrier Reef is a national icon of international importance. To Townsville fishing family Neil, Leanne and Sienna Green, it's much more than that. It's the place where they've earned their living across 3 generations. And Sienna is proud of the skills she's learned following in her mum and dad's footsteps.
Oh, nice trip.
Definitely in my blood.
She didn't really have a lot of choice, you know. If I wanted to go fishing, she had to come too.
They always encouraged me to do whatever I wanted to do, look at different career paths, but 3rd generation commercial fisher was definitely born in me, and I really love the lifestyle and love what we do, so yeah, it's nice as a family.
Beautiful.
The 2 of us put together can equal Neil.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, he's the master.
So the master blaster over here in the green, he's still the man.
He's the man.
I love the lifestyle. I love being on the water out here, and as a 3rd generation commercial fisher now, it'd be a shame to see that knowledge get wiped away from what my granddad taught dad to what he teaches me and what mum teaches me. It's be a real shame to see that go to waste. So hopefully I can do them proud and make a bit of money out of it and have a good job.
Nice red throat as well. Oh, trout. Beautiful. Here we go. Happy days. Brilliant.
And fishfiles.com.au has plenty of brilliant facts on this fishery.
What do you got? Another nice trout. Yeah, well done. On fire.
And for me, it's about to get even better.
Nice one.
Proud of the day, mate. Right? Oh, mate, that is superb.
Good fish.
Mate,
Nice, mate.
that is up there.
Yeah, it's a good one. Well, I just caught my first sizable trout. It's amazing fun. You stand here for a second and you're sort of chatting away, next minute, whack, and really livens you up.
And being livened up is a good thing, because for these professional fishers, the workday has a long way to go yet. We'll continue fishing with them beyond the tropical sunset and well into darkness. Even for a mad keen fisher like me, it's something to think about. For the Green family, it's just another day at the office.
Boys on fire.
The evening target has changed from coral trout to red throat emperor.
Beautiful.
Richard and I are hanging in to play our part in this bonus end of the working day.
Nice.
And we're so busy, we don't even have the time to notice the blazing beauty of the tropical sunset behind us. This is no tourist cruise, that's for sure, and it's a long time since Richard cooked lunch. It's hard physical work, which also demands keeping a sharp focus mentally, because all these fish we've caught still have to be documented and measured. And it's work that goes on relentlessly into the night.
Beautiful.
Even for seasoned professionals like the Greens, the work pace becomes visibly slower. Until Richard comes up with something to spark us all up.
Yeah, baby. That's the one. That's the one. Nice. Yeah, there we go. That's the red juice we're chatting about. Yeah.
It's a beautiful largemouth nanny guy, a member of the highly prized Lieutenant family, and the fish that Richard's going to cook for us coming up. Stokehouse Restaurant in Brisbane is the perfect place to enjoy the fish the Green family catch, as Executive Chef Richard Ousby is about to demonstrate.
As a child at home, my mum was a great cook, my grandma was a good cook. It's something I've always loved doing and I don't think I'll ever lose it. I've learned a lot of lessons, from working overseas to working in Australia. So I was really lucky. I managed to win the Young Chef of the Year for Australia, and then off the back of that competition I competed in a global competition called the San Pellegrino Cup, and that was a bit of a crazy competition whereby you actually cooked on a yacht as it raced. So we were tacking up and down Venice Harbour, so pretty crazy competition, and once again really lucky and humbled that I could win that.
Well, Richard, we're off the water. Did you learn a lot? Did you?
I think I'm hooked on fishing, I'll tell you what. That was the most fish I've ever caught and the best fish I've ever caught.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was good.
He's going to serve this largemouth nanny guy just like the one he caught on the reef, with smoked almond, carrot reduction, pickled raisin and carrot salad.
The professionals cut it a lot faster, but for us, this is how we do it.
It looks a beautiful white flesh too.
So we're going to just use the top line today.
Perfect.
Might score that skin a little bit. That helps with cooking a little bit as well. It has a lovely presentation as well.
All right.
This is the garnish that's going to go with it. This is some carrots. Here they've been reducing. We've got a carrot juice, and that's just become sort of a carrot caramel.
Just carrots.
Just carrots. That's the whole dish. Carrots and fish.
Sounds good.
It's a poor man's rich dish.
Okay, so this is the end result.
This is the end result.
Oh, wow. So fish in the pan?
Fish in the pan.
And is seafood a big part of what you do?
Yes, it is. I mean, when you sit down out the front there, what more do you want to eat?
Oh,
really?
that's right. You're sort of looking out here going, oh, there could be mud crabs crawling along the shore there. Well, that's looking good. That's coming up a treat.
It's a nice thick fillet, so we've got a bit of time with it. I loved nanny guy before this, but I think it'll be on the restaurant menu day after day.
Yeah, and I guess it's one of those fish that aren't found in many restaurants at all across Australia.
Not at all, not at all.
And a delicious fish to eat. It's one of my favourite to catch.
And we seem to be getting there, so she should be coming off a little bit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Really easily.
Oh,
Look at that.
That is sensational. Wow.
That's nice and crispy.
Wow.
There's a nice little bit of colour there.
Looks fabulous.
And we'll just go in the bottom there on the backside, maybe 1 minute, and then we'll let it rest. When it's cooking, it'll be quite firm, and you'll notice a slight,
Just a slight softness.
yes. And you'll notice that line's now gone in there.
Yep. So that's ready to roll.
We've got a lovely little salad to go with this as well. More carrots.
Yep.
We're going to dress that with a little house dressing,
Okay.
which we made with a little bit of mustard, infuse that with a little bit of garlic, parsley stalks from before.
Wow.
So everything's used.
Yeah.
And some olive oil. And then we've got some pickled raisins.
I guess, does that make them a bit more sour?
Yeah, a little bit of sour, a little bit of sweetness. There's some mustard seeds in there.
Mustard seeds as well.
Yeah, so you get
that's-
little pops of the hot mustard.
Yeah, fantastic. And I guess anything more than this might overpower, because I can smell that smoke
Yeah,
straight out of there.
You don't want to do too much. So one of my mentors always said, just do a little bit less. You know, be a bit restrained. That's a harder thing to learn in cooking.
Yeah, I guess you can always go over the top.
You really can.
Gosh, that's looking fabulous. Oh, it's like a little pond.
A little pond of sauce.
That looks magnificent.
And there's that lovely little salad. Just to freshen the whole thing up.
Magnificent.
A few drops of this chive oil.
What a combination. And you serve this here at the restaurant?
We do, yeah. 7 days a week.
Wow, it must be a popular one, because that certainly looks magnificent. Have a go at that. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much.
That's brilliant. Hey, what do you reckon? Superb. Find this superb recipe at seafoodescape.com and at fishfiles.com.au, where you'll also find much more on sustainable seafood. I think this trip to the reef certainly opened Chef Richard Ousby's eyes as how his seafood makes it to his restaurant. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you real soon on another Seafood Escape. In Townsville, we stay in the luxury of Mariners North Holiday Apartments, right on the water with ocean views from every apartment and great facilities for business or pleasure. Your best address in Townsville is Mariners North.